We are making this Cave Day, and our agenda includes Wind Cave and Jewel Cave. First off, Wind Cave. Hi, little prairie dog. You're so cute. And up here, we are seeing our first bison of this trip. We saw a bunch of them the last time we were in this area, but this is the first one we have seen. Hope he just stays over there. Okay, a lot of cars stopped, so you know something's going on. And oh wow, that bison's crossing the road. And there's somebody out of their car. Stupid, don't do that.
They're on both sides of the road.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's a baby over there too. Incredible. We're seeing a lot of trees that have been stripped and broken, and I thought maybe it was from maybe a snow drift or something, but the trees are not. Here's another example. They're not broken coming down like something had pushed them down. They're all broken off going to the side.
I wonder if there's a fire versus the other. Was there a fire?
Wow, there's just a lot.
Was it some sort of disease?
Well, that could be too. I think when we went through Colorado a few years ago, there was that and a snow something or another that came through. But it's kind of interesting that they all seem to be broken in the same direction. So. We just came from Wind Cave, where unfortunately we were not able to see the cave because the elevator was broken, and they said it was going to be about a month before that would get fixed. And it's really a shame that we couldn't see a natural formation because a man-made creation was keeping us from seeing it. But we did listen to a park ranger talk, and that was very informative about the inside of the cave and kind of the history of it and the labyrinth of passages that are crammed within 1 square mile. And then we went down to see a natural entrance to the cave.
The
natural entrance, that's true. The first one that was discovered. And the park ranger down there gave us a brief talk, and I've recorded part of that, so here it is.
Help. Can you see that? So, this is, Wind Cave is a barometric cave, which means that there is an air pressure system inside of the cave that meets an air pressure system outside of the cave. So, this translates to wind. Now, it is blowing out right now. This morning when I was down here, it was sucking in. So,
Interesting.
what that means is we have a low air pressure system that is outside of the cave right now. Typically, that indicates that there is rain in the area or there is a storm somewhere to drop that pressure down. So, this morning we had a high air pressure system outside, and so the wind was getting sucked down into the cave. So, it will switch throughout the day. It works just kind of like our lungs do. Our lungs go up and down, breathing, in and out. It's the same thing the cave is doing. The cave is breathing. This was the first way that people first entered the cave. Back in 1881, there were 2 brothers that were riding right in this little valley that you guys are standing in right now. And Tom and Jesse Bingham, and they were kind of riding around. They were hunting deer. And Jesse heard this strange sound. And so he thought it sounded kind of like rushing water. He knew there wasn't any water here, though. So he starts looking around, and the trees aren't moving, so he kind of just starts to follow the sound. He comes over here, he sees this, plants are kind of moving, so he starts walking over, and he comes over here, and the wind was blowing out so hard that it blew his hat off. And so he goes back to Hot Springs and he's telling all of his friends about this hole in the ground where all this air comes out. They all thought maybe he was just out in the sun a little too long, maybe he needed to drink some water. But eventually he finally gets them to come out here and he goes to show him this hat trick again. So he takes his hat off and the air had changed. It was now sucking in. So it sucked his hat in when he went to show him. This is how the story goes. First recorded actual finding of Wind Cave was 1881, and this is the first place that they entered.
This young man, Alvin McDonald, is responsible for mapping out the first 8 or 10 miles of Wind Cave using candlelight back in the 1800s. He was only 16 years old when he started journaling his explorations. The journal is on display in the Visitor Center, along with numerous historical photos and memorabilia. Alvin was in Chicago promoting the cave when he died of typhoid fever at age 20. Although his passion for mapping was cut short, the work he did laid significant groundwork for others to follow and expand upon. Next, we try our luck at Jewel Cave. Well,
Well, today was a day for caving. We went to both Wind Cave and Jewel Cave, and we saw
neither of them. Oh well.
Elevator problems at both sites.
Not related, just strictly coincidence that they both happen to be out.
So we did get to see the movies at both sites on how each formation was created. And we got some tours at the Wind Cave down to the original opening and finding and some interesting insights to the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Here at Jewel Cave, we got to see the movie. We got to get the stamps for our passports.
And that was it. The park did have a display of pelts from various animals that you may or may not otherwise get a chance to pet. My favorite was the badger. It's the black truck hiding in the Black Hills. Except for those neon color bicycles on the back. Okay, this is a little more exciting. Let's see if they actually cross or if they just decide to take a break. I don't think I'll get out and interview one because, you know, not a good idea. Well, I've still got about 7 hours of space left on my disk. I have to change a battery or two. Alright guys, we're going to go around you, I guess. Say anything to the camera. Bye! Back at the rig for a quick break and to capture some photos of a cute bunny that lives near our site. Then on to laundry and we call it a day. We thought we had one bunny visiting us who had adopted us. There are actually 3. The 2 you can clearly see. The third one is hunkered down next to our neighbor's sewer adapter. So you may not be able to see it. We have 3 pet bunnies out there. They're so cute.
We're at the Pringle Trailhead on the George Mickelson Trail in South Dakota. The trail is a fee-required trail and it's on an honor system. You fill out a card and put your money in a little slot. We are choosing to ride uphill so that when we come back we'll be riding downhill. It's a light breeze, warm, sunny afternoon.
We were a little bit delayed in getting here. We'd planned to start a ride earlier, but on the way here we encountered a man who had fallen off of his motorcycle.
He was unconscious at the time we arrived there, and we stayed with him until EMS arrived, and he was loaded in the ambulance and taken off. By that time he was conscious and looking a lot better, albeit very scraped up and bloody.
He was a very lucky man, and I'm glad that we came by when we did. Kind of noisy riding this section of the trail because it is right next to the highway. But look at that view. That is gorgeous. And on this side, a field of hay bales, one of my favorite things to look at. Grasshopper just landed on me. I had to just stop and admire this scene for a moment. It's like I've taken a step back into history. Well, except for maybe that tractor right there. But other than that, I love that barn.
There was water here.
Yeah, there was. There it goes. It's really good too. What do you think?
Good water.
I am so excited. You know, I think I told you the Balloon Fest is this weekend here in Hot Springs, and I really wanted to go on a balloon ride. Marvin's already been on one, but he said if you can get a spot, go for it. So I called, and they had one spot left for tomorrow. So guess what I'm doing at daybreak tomorrow. Did you enjoy this video? Excellent! Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to follow our adventures. Want to know when we release a new video? Then click that bell icon and you'll get notification when we post a new one. Thanks for watching!